Hey guys, it's Jana from Ballerinas by Night. In today's video, I'm going to talk about doing ballet with flat feet or low arches. I have flat feet, or I guess technically they're called flexible flat feet, so if I don't have any weight on my foot, there is an arch in it, but as soon as I stand on it, it is flat. Can you hear my cat meowing? So it's made it very hard to have a nice point in my foot. I've had Achilles tendonitis multiple times. My feet cramp up so badly if I don't work in my point shoes consistently. So luckily I have improved my feet greatly thanks to Abby working with me, and I've sort of let them slide a little bit the past year or so as I've been dealing with other injuries, and it's just sort of all kind of let it go, but they are still better than they were when I was growing up and all during college. So I just want to pass along things that have worked for me that I focused on. It's really not any like super epic exercises to do. It's just you know, being mindful of it at all times. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so first I want to show some things that you're going to do in class that if you just concentrate on them will really start to improve your feet. I honestly have not done very many exercises for my arches outside of class, so I really built up the strength and flexibility just from concentrating on them with bar work and center work. A lot of teachers will do a forced arch balance at the end of a combination like this. This is a great time to start stretching your feet and your arches. If you're not aware of the productive way to do this, when you plie, you want to get your top of your foot over your toes as much as you can. You want to keep your Achilles tendon relaxed, otherwise if you grip it, that's how you get tendonitis, and it is not fun. So, plie, force over, coming up is where you really are going to push into the floor, and you want to try to keep this where it is. So as you come up, keep pushing, pushing, pushing into the floor. There's not 1 second you can relax, you know, that's how you start improving. You know, the difference between that and coming back in versus that and maintaining it. That's going to start strengthening in your arch, the top of your foot, really stretch the top of your ankle. And then another great time to work on your arch and getting over your toes is during, again, the balance is at the end of a combination of the bar. Say you're just going to balance in first position at the end of a combination. When you go up, don't just like relax into it. You want to keep pushing over your toes. This is not just a foot thing, you know, it's your entire body, and you're rotating, wrapping the muscles around the back of your thighs, squeezing your butt kebab that we've talked about before, squeezing the inner thighs. It's the whole process and engaging all of the muscles so that you can get up over your feet. But think about that the entire time you're balancing. Don't relax into it. Keep pushing into the floor. Keep reaching for more every single time, and you really will start to see a difference just a couple weeks into class. Okay, and then the next level is the one-legged balance. I think this really sort of tests how well you can hold the height of your demi-point. You know, really is an opportunity again to get over your standing leg, push down far into the ground as much as you can. Try different balances because it's gonna, you know, throw you different directions. So you do like a coupe balance. You know, you need to think about that supporting leg the entire time. It's really going to show you like how high you can get up there and maintain it all on your own. So just using those opportunities in class, that they're meant for working on things like this, but if you're just not aware of it, then you don't know what to concentrate on. So there is a lot you can do in class, no extra time outside of class, that can help you strengthen and improve the flexibility in your feet. Okay, and then one more of these sort of obvious points would be just to make sure that you're pointing your foot fully every single time. And that's actually really hard to do because it takes a lot of concentration just to point your foot right, and you've got the whole rest of your body to think about. So, I mean, really, you know, bar is the time that you can concentrate on things like that. So, you know, it's really easy to just point your foot halfway, but, you know, really you can do it even harder every single time. And I've really been letting mine relax quite a bit, so I've been noticing in class that it's not pointing as much as it usually does, and if I do point it really hard, I get cramps, which makes me know that I haven't been working my muscles very hard. Yeah, definitely just make sure you're like pointing it to its full potential, which, I mean, I used to be, my point, I mean, it was like there. I'm not even exaggerating, that's probably even better than it was. And my demi point was here. And now I'm all the way up here. Big differences just from classwork. And then going along with just doing tendus, pointing your feet, the half point, full point thing, that's a great opportunity to really push those toes as much as you possibly can. When you're pointing your feet really hard, if you're working in point shoes quite a bit, I tend to stretch my Achilles tendons very often. You want to be gentle with them, but you want to stretch them often. At least I've found that that helps me stay away from getting tendonitis, because if you have low arches or flat feet, you're very prone to getting tendonitis. I'm talking about your Achilles tendon right here. If you grip it, it'll tighten up, it will inflame, it will be so painful, you won't be able to point your foot at all. It will be so painful. So really be kind to your body, as always. But yeah, stretch. I stretch a lot. I stretch my Achilles a lot during class. You'll be able to feel when things are getting a little bit tight, and you just need to stretch it out. Going along with tips for preventing injury, make sure that your feet and your ankles are very warm before you go to class, especially when you're an adult dancer and you're older. Now I need to come in and get everything moving earlier so that I could just even begin to work properly in the first place. So if you have like a tennis ball or foot ball things on Discount Dance, you take that and you just rub your foot over it, press on it, back and forth, go, all over your foot, inside of your arch. It feels so good. You'll like it. If you don't do this already, you should totally start doing it. Outside of the arch. Your toes. Oh, there it goes. Do that to both feet before class. I recommend that. That really helps just get everything warm and moving, so it's not so painful the first tendu combination. Also, I do lots of ankle circles, both directions. So we have a feet strengthening video from last year that I will link in the description box at the bottom of this video that has some really great exercises for alignment and strengthening that it would be super good for those of you with flat feet. Okay, I just have like one last thing I want to talk about. With flat feet, we are naturally pronating inward. So when you're plieing, you have to be very careful to not let your knees and everything go inward. I like to imagine I've got a ball in between my knees, so when I plie, I go straight down, straight back up. So we don't want to go inward with the knees. Keep them straight over the toes. Recently, I have to think about the outside of my legs, and that helps me remember to keep everything aligned versus just thinking about the tops of them and letting it roll in. So that's just something that's worked for me. If that works for you, then that's awesome. Okay, that's it for my tips about low arches. I kind of feel like I could talk about this topic for quite a while, so if you want to keep the conversation going, if you have any more questions, just leave them in the comment section below and we can keep the discussion going. As always, come find us over at Facebook, facebook.com/ballerinasbynight, and on our blog, ballerinasbynight.blogspot.com. Give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!